Welcome to Phyto for Fenceline communities, a best practices manual to implement phytoremediation in neighborhoods near heavily polluting industries. East Baton Rouge Parish is used as a case study to further explore this idea. This includes creative ways phytoremediation can be used as a tool to fight against long-standing environmental racism and injustice and aid community members as they continue to advocate for themselves. This is not a quick fix for a complicated issue, but a call to action. This is not an attack on individual people, but an investigation into the systems in which we all participate as a society. Some plants can help clean up the environment. This is called phytotechnology or phytoremediation. Some functions and benefits include it remediates, contains, or prevents hazardous chemical exposure. It helps meet the basic public health needs of clean air, water, and food resources, and its costs and infrastructure requirements are low. Phytoremediation is achieved through 8 main methods. Phytodegradation and rhizodegradation break down organic pollutants like hydrocarbons from oil. These methods chemically transform compounds into less harmful ones. Phytometabolism is part of the normal growth process. Excess nutrients from the overuse of fertilizers are captured before they can run off into the water, which protects aquatic life. Phytovolatilization removes pollutants from the ground and slowly releases them as a gas. The low concentrations released are much safer than the high concentrations in the soil or water. Phytoaccumulation and phytoextraction take up pollutants and hold them. This method requires the plants to be harvested and then burned and sent to a landfill or smelted to collect valuable metals. Phytostabilization binds pollutants to the soil, creating a barrier. This prevents chemical exposure and keeps the pollutants in place. Rhizofiltration acts as a big solar-powered pump. The plant sucks up pollutants along with the water it needs to grow. Air, water, and soil pollution can all be addressed with phytoremediation. For example, the southern magnolia is more than its fabulous flowers. Its waxy leaves are a powerhouse against air pollution. It has been found to absorb volatile organic compounds as well as particulate matter. Many of these pollutants can be traced back to industrial emissions, but they are also caused by transportation exhaust, household consumer products, and some even occur naturally. The bald cypress is not just Louisiana's state tree. It also does a great job addressing water pollution. It's been found to remediate heavy metals, excess nutrients, and even some organic compounds like PCBs. The eastern cottonwood has been used to address soil pollution. It has been found to remediate heavy metals as well as petroleum hydrocarbons. A Fenceline community lives right next to highly polluting facilities. 39% of the U.S. population is considered to be living in a Fenceline community. East Baton Rouge Parish is home to over 450,000 people and is also home to the capital of Louisiana. Industry of this region includes mostly chemical processes. These industries are permitted to pollute, which affects the environmental quality of the region. A majority of the parish is in the 95th to 100th percentile of air toxin hazards compared to the nation. There are also high amounts of wastewater discharge from these industries, which flows to New Orleans drinking water. A large number of residents are living near facilities that require RMPs. Although extremely hazardous processes require an emergency plan, the people living, working, and learning in these areas are under a constant threat. Of these 8 polluters, their air emissions during 2021 accumulated enough to fill over 214 Olympic swimming pools. An existing land map reveals just how much residential and agricultural land is within the Fenceline zone of 3 miles. However, the impact of air emissions can extend to 25 miles, which encapsulates the entire parish. A demographic map reveals that people of color are disproportionately affected by the negative impacts of living close to heavy industry. We can also compare an existing land use map and a future land use map. Although a small portion of industrial land will be removed, a neighborhood center and large swaths of multi-use development are planned in the near future. Phytoremediation is something that could be implemented along with these developments in order to both further our understanding and, more importantly, protect the people living here. 3 typologies have been created for suggested applications of phytotechnologies: residential, utilities, and public land. Each typology will showcase a variety of phytostrategies with multifunctional benefits. Residential includes existing homes and future developments. Single-family homes as well as multifamily developments could implement a variety of strategies, like hedging and screening to supplement or enhance fencing. This would also provide privacy to the home and serve as a windbreak. Drainage swales and flow-through planters collect runoff from roofs and parking lots, which would reduce flooding while filtering water. Green roofs would be more suited to larger developments. They collect rainwater on site and reduce utility usage. Utilities include power line corridors, floodways, gas lines, and railroads. For example, power line corridors could easily implement meadow species and grasses that would stabilize soils, improve drainage, and support local pollinators. These forested alleys would remediate a large quantity of air pollution with such a generous volume of plantings. They would also support local wildlife and improve drainage. Public space includes institutions like parks and schools, as well as the right-of-way along streets and highways. Vegetated swales improve drainage, slow stormwater runoff, and remediate pollution left by car oils and emissions. Evergreen and deciduous trees could be implemented to celebrate seasonal changes, connect drivers to the local ecology, and establish a sense of place and care for the community. Just because we participate in the world as it is, does not mean we cannot strive for and demand better. Our understanding of phytotechnologies is still being developed, but Fenceline communities would greatly benefit from its implementation as we continue to learn. If you feel inspired, please consider supporting organizations advocating for environmental justice, or check out the Phyto for Fenceline Communities booklet.